Welcome to the invoice layout modification video. I'm going to just give you a quick walkthrough on how you can add information and change information to your invoices. Before we can actually do this, we have to have actually created an invoice, and that will have been covered through some other video or tutorial. So let's start with reprinting. So I'm going to click on customers and invoices, invoices and credit notes. Now we can only modify a layout once we've actually got some invoices to print. So here we have a couple of invoices that I've erased earlier. I'm just going to click on print all, and we come here to the invoice print manager. Now it's from here that we can actually change the layout of our invoices. So we click on layout, and you may have a default layout. If you have, just select it, and the invoice layout designer window will open. So all these various boxes that you see here will be used to add information to your invoice at the time of printing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how to add a pay by date onto the bottom of your invoice. So we click here on options and show variables. This will actually show you all the variables that can be added to your invoice. So once we've got our variable window open, just scroll down here to the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text. So I'm going to scroll down through my variable list here, click on shapes, text and graphics. I'm going to use the text short line. I'm going to click on that, hold the left mouse button down, drag it to this area here and let go. And now you'll get an opportunity of adding some text. So I can type something like payment to reach us within, and click OK. So now we've got some text here, and I can now come to accounts and I can find my terms of trading, and I can drag the terms of trading down and I can fit that there. And then we want to add the word days after that. So we come down here and drag this to this area here, and just type in days. Now we need to take this and add this, position it just here. Now you'll see that when I actually click on these variables, they get a red border. This means that this is the variable that you can actually act on. So we can use the mouse to drag this around. Personally, I prefer to click on it and then use the cursor keys up, down, left, right to give me a much finer positioning. Now you can see that this line's a little bit uneven, so what I can do is I can click here on a blank area, keep my left hand mouse button down and drag. You'll see a dotted line will appear, and drag over all the items and they'll all turn red. Now I can right click on format, and I can click align tops. And now when I click on a blank area here, they will all line up. If I just turn them all red again, all the tops are lined up. Now when I actually preview this, there'll be a big gap here because this word terms of trading will actually be replaced with a number, for example 30 or 12. So I'm just going to preview this. Now what I could do is I could click on file and I could exit and I could save, and then I could click on print select, click on preview, and let's just reduce that down so you can see it on the window, and then make that a little bit bigger, and you can see payment to reach us within 30 big gap days. So what I need to do is move this word days over so that it comes up just after the 30. So I can close this. So now I can go back to my layout, click on my default, scroll down. So now I'm going to drag this so it actually goes over the top of this writing here. So I'm just going to use left arrow. It looks a bit strange, but once you've printed it out a couple of times and used it for a bit, you'll see it makes sense. Now I'm not going to save it and go out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on options and then I'm going to preview, and this will use the last information. Let's just drag that back in the window for you. If I scroll this down, you'll see that we've lost that gap. In fact, the word days could go a little bit further over. So that shows you how you can add various items to an invoice. Now there is something else which I want to use for this particular demonstration, and that is I want to put a date by which payment should be received. So I can click up here onto our show variables, and we'll just put a piece of text in here and just say payment to reach us by, and click OK, and we'll move this a little bit later. And now there's a new variable that's been added here, and I can put this in, which is your due date, invoice date plus terms of trading. So we can just line that up, and again I will now highlight all of them, press right arrow, click format, align tops, and now I can take all that information and I can use my mouse or my keyboard to position that wherever I wish to on the invoice. Same thing here, and in fact I can highlight all of this, right click, format, align tops, and if I wish I can make this bold. For example, I can highlight all of these, right click and click on bold, and you'll see that it now comes up in bold. I can just move that over a bit because it's going to overwrite, and now I can click options and view. Let's just bring that back into view for you, and you'll see now that this says payment to reach us within, and I need to move the 30 days over a little bit. Payment to reach us by Friday, January 2010. Okay, so that shows you how you can add various items to an invoice. Once you've finished, you can click exit. It will ask you if you want to save the changes. Say yes. You can give your invoice a title, and now that will be the format that will be used for all printing.